Have you ever found yourself walking into a room only to forget why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you've had a conversation and later realized you can't remember exactly what you talked about? It happens to the best of us, especially as we age. But here's the thing, aging doesn't have to mean your memory has to decline. In fact, there are simple, effective ways you can improve your memory and keep your brain sharp, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. As we age, it's natural for our cognitive abilities to shift a little. But that doesn't mean we have to accept memory loss as part of the deal. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 simple strategies that can help you boost your memory and improve your overall brain function, making you feel sharper, more focused, and more confident in your day-to-day life. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, these strategies are easy to follow and can be seamlessly incorporated into your daily routine. So, let's jump right in with the first memory boosting tip. And I'll tell you, it's all about exercise. Now, I know, when we think of exercise, we often think about the body, right? We think about walking, stretching, or maybe even lifting some light weights. But what many people don't realize is that exercise isn't just for keeping your body in shape, it's also fantastic for your brain. In fact, physical activity can actually increase the size of the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Exercise helps stimulate the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that supports brain function and encourages the growth of new brain cells. You don't have to hit the gym for hours to see the benefits. Even something as simple as a daily walk, some gentle yoga, or a bit of stretching can make a significant difference. Try incorporating about 30 minutes of physical activity into your day, and remember, it's not about pushing yourself too hard, it's about consistency. Regular movement is key. And it's not just about improving memory either. Physical activity has been shown to reduce the risk of developing cognitive decline and can even enhance your mood. So, next time you're feeling a little sluggish, take a walk outside, breathe in the fresh air, and watch your mind feel clearer and more focused. Now, let's move on to the second strategy, which is one that's often overlooked but incredibly important: sleep. Getting quality sleep is crucial for memory consolidation. When you sleep, your brain goes into repair mode. During deep sleep, your brain clears out the toxins that build up during the day, and it strengthens the connections that help you remember things. But here's the thing, many of us, especially as we get older, don't get the restful sleep we need. Whether it's due to stress, medical conditions, or simply not creating the best sleep environment, a poor night's sleep can have a huge impact on your memory. So, one of the most powerful things you can do to improve your memory is to focus on your sleep quality. To improve your sleep, start by creating a bedtime routine that signals your body it's time to wind down. Try to go to bed at the same time every night and avoid screens, like phones or TVs, at least an hour before bed, as the blue light from screens can interfere with your sleep cycle. Create a calming atmosphere, perhaps with soft lighting, a warm cup of tea, or even some gentle music to relax your mind. In addition to that, you can also make sure your bedroom is cool and quiet. Your body temperature naturally drops when you sleep, and a cool room can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Now, let's talk about something else that's crucial for memory: nutrition. What you eat plays a significant role in your brain health, and certain foods can actually help boost memory and cognitive function. Foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and vitamins are especially good for brain health. For example, berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries are packed with antioxidants that help protect the brain from oxidative stress. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon and mackerel, are essential for brain function and can help improve memory and learning. And let's not forget about leafy greens, like spinach and kale, which are full of vitamins and nutrients that support brain health. If you're looking for a brain-boosting snack, consider incorporating walnuts into your diet. They're a great source of omega-3s and can help support cognitive function. And while you're at it, try to reduce the amount of processed foods, sugary snacks, and alcohol you consume, as they can have a negative impact on brain function. Eating a balanced, nutrient-rich diet is one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to support your brain and memory. So, the next time you're preparing a meal, think about how you can nourish your mind as well as your body. So far, we've covered exercise, sleep, and nutrition, 3 powerful ways to support your memory and cognitive health. But there's still more to come. Now that we've looked at those first few strategies, we're going to dive into more tips that can make a real difference in boosting your memory. Stay with me, and we'll get to those in just a moment. Now that we've talked about the importance of exercise, sleep, and nutrition, let's move on to the next strategy, which is one that you can start practicing every day, and it's incredibly powerful: mental stimulation. Keeping your mind active is just as important as keeping your body active. Think of your brain as a muscle. It needs regular exercise to stay strong and healthy. One of the easiest ways to stimulate your brain is by engaging in activities that challenge your thinking and require concentration. This could be anything from reading books, doing crossword puzzles, or learning a new language. The key is to keep your brain engaged and constantly learning. For example, you might enjoy reading novels or biographies. But you could also challenge yourself to try something new, perhaps a subject you haven't explored before. You could take an online course, or maybe start learning a new instrument. If you're feeling creative, try taking up a new hobby like painting or writing. Anything that gets your brain thinking in different ways will help improve your cognitive function. Another great way to stimulate your brain is through games. Yes, games! Think about activities like chess, card games, or even video games that require strategy. These kinds of activities force you to think ahead, plan, and make decisions quickly, which helps to keep your mind sharp. But you don't have to dive into something complex to get started. Even something as simple as doing a daily Sudoku puzzle, trying a new recipe, or watching documentaries on topics you're unfamiliar with can help keep your mind engaged and boost memory. The point is to avoid letting your brain become stagnant. The more you challenge it, the better it will function, not just now, but in the future as well. Now, let's talk about social engagement. This one might surprise you, but it's actually an incredibly important factor when it comes to memory and brain function. Socializing with others is one of the best ways to keep your mind sharp. When you interact with people, whether in person or virtually, it stimulates different areas of your brain. Conversation, especially with people who challenge your ideas and make you think, is a great mental exercise. Being socially active also helps reduce the risk of depression, which is a major contributor to memory loss. Many seniors can feel isolated, especially if they're living alone or if their circle of friends has shrunk over the years. But keeping up with friendships, joining clubs, participating in community events, or even calling a friend to chat can have lasting benefits for your memory. In fact, studies have shown that people who have strong social networks tend to maintain better cognitive function over time compared to those who are more isolated. So, even if you just make a habit of catching up with a friend over the phone or visiting a family member once a week, you'll be doing wonders for your brain and memory. And don't forget about the power of laughter. Socializing often brings joy, and laughter is not only good for your mood, but it's also good for your brain. It helps reduce stress and anxiety, which can otherwise negatively impact your memory. Now that we've discussed mental stimulation and social engagement, let's move on to another often overlooked factor: stress management. Chronic stress is a major memory killer. It can affect the brain's ability to form and retrieve memories, making it harder to remember important details or to stay focused. Over time, prolonged stress can lead to brain shrinkage, particularly in the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory and learning. Managing stress doesn't mean you have to become a yoga master or meditate for hours every day, but it does mean taking steps to reduce stress and improve your emotional well-being. One of the easiest ways to manage stress is through deep breathing exercises. Try this simple technique: close your eyes, take a deep breath in for a count of 4, hold for 4, and then slowly breathe out for a count of 4. Repeat this several times, and you'll start to feel a wave of calm wash over you. Other stress-reducing activities include getting outdoors and enjoying nature, practicing mindfulness, and even doing gentle stretching exercises. Finding ways to relax and unwind at the end of each day is key to reducing stress and protecting your brain from the negative effects it can have on memory. But don't forget, stress management is also about finding balance. Make sure you're not overloading yourself with responsibilities, and give yourself permission to rest when needed. Whether it's taking a short nap, enjoying a quiet cup of tea, or listening to your favorite music, find what helps you recharge, and make it a part of your daily routine. So far, we've covered exercise, sleep, nutrition, mental stimulation, social engagement, and stress management. All of these play important roles in keeping your memory sharp. But there's still one more strategy I want to share, and it's one that ties everything together: consistency. In the next part, we'll talk about how being consistent with these practices can make a huge difference in your overall memory and brain health. Stay with me, and we'll wrap up these strategies to help you live a life full of sharp memories and mental clarity. Now that we've gone over the main strategies for boosting your memory: exercise, sleep, nutrition, mental stimulation, social engagement, and stress management, it's time to talk about something that can make all these efforts really pay off: consistency. The key to seeing improvements in your memory and brain function isn't just about doing something once in a while, it's about building habits that you can stick to over time. And the best part? You don't have to make huge changes all at once. It's the small, consistent actions you take every day that will have the greatest long-term impact. Think about it this way: improving your memory is like taking care of a garden. If you only water your plants once every month, they're not going to grow. But if you water them regularly, every day or every week, you'll start to see real progress. The same applies to your brain. If you make these strategies a part of your daily or weekly routine, they'll start to work together, building on each other to keep your memory sharp and your mind clear. For example, when it comes to exercise, you don't need to start running marathons to see benefits. Consistency is what counts. Even taking a 20-minute walk every day or doing light stretches in the morning can help you feel more focused and alert. And it's the same with sleep. If you make sleep hygiene a priority by going to bed at the same time each night and sticking to a relaxing routine, your sleep will improve over time, and so will your memory. Nutrition also works the same way. It's not about eating the perfect meal every day, but rather consistently choosing nutrient-dense foods that support your brain health. You don't need to be perfect, just make a habit of including more brain-boosting foods in your meals and snacks. Mental stimulation is another area where consistency is key. Maybe you don't have time to tackle a new hobby every day, but you can spend a few minutes each day reading, doing puzzles, or engaging in a creative activity. The more regularly you challenge your brain, the better it will function. And of course, social engagement doesn't have to be overwhelming. Maybe it's just a quick phone call with a friend or attending a weekly meetup. Small interactions, even if brief, can make a big difference in keeping your memory sharp and your mood positive. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but remember, your brain is always changing, and these changes take time. It might take a few weeks, or even a few months, to really notice a difference in how you remember things or how clear your mind feels. But if you stick with it, you'll start to see the benefits. And here's the good news: these habits aren't just good for your memory, they're good for your overall well-being. When you're physically active, eating nutritious food, getting enough sleep, and staying mentally and socially engaged, you're not only improving your memory, but you're also boosting your mood, reducing stress, and improving your quality of life. So, while we're on the topic of consistency, I want to remind you that even if you feel like you're not perfect at everything, that's okay. Life is busy, and sometimes we miss a day or two. The important thing is to get back on track and keep going. Remember, small, positive steps add up over time, and it's never too late to start. Now that we've gone over how to maintain these habits, let's take a moment to think about the big picture. Improving your memory and brain function isn't just about preventing memory loss, it's about empowering yourself to live a more vibrant, confident life. When you can remember the important moments, when you can focus and stay sharp, you feel more in control and connected to the world around you. That's why it's so important to take care of your brain as you age. You've lived through so many experiences, and you deserve to continue enjoying the richness of life with a mind that's just as vibrant as it ever was. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a simple but powerful message. No matter your age, you have the power to improve your memory and brain health. The 5 strategies we've covered today: exercise, sleep, nutrition, mental stimulation, and stress management, are all tools you can use to stay sharp and feel great. And remember, it's the small, consistent actions that make all the difference. So, what do you think? Are you ready to take the first step toward better memory? Whether it's starting a daily walk, prioritizing sleep, or challenging your brain with a puzzle, you're already on the path to success. If you found these tips helpful, I encourage you to share them with a friend or family member who might benefit. And if you'd like more videos on improving your health, memory, and overall well-being, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more helpful tips. Here's to living your best life at any age, with a sharp mind and a vibrant spirit.